Honorable Men Discord. Bail denied for Sean Combs. Let's talk about it.
How you see yourself is how you perceived. I see a man strong, gifted, head strapping, never down on his knees, begging. Gotta make a way, even in my darkest hour. Say the odds against me was new. I would never cower.
As always, welcome back to another episode. I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button, hit that like button if you haven't already. Let's get straight to it. So, Diddy's family was celebrating prematurely because they thought he was coming home. All right. But let me get into this news report, and then I'm going to get into the news report where the judge decided to deny his bail. Diddy himself, by the way, it seems he thought he was getting off because they had the drawing of him in court on his knees after the deliberation. So I'm sure he is extremely happy that he was only found guilty on 2 accounts and not of the major accounts. But in any event, let's just get to the news report and we'll talk about it further.
And after nearly a 2-month trial with 34 witnesses and hours of salacious testimony, a jury of 8 men and 4 women finds Sean Diddy Combs not guilty of racketeering and sex trafficking, but guilty on 2 counts of transportation to engage in prostitution. The judge is currently deciding right now whether Combs will actually be released today. His defense arguing that since the music mogul was acquitted of the most serious crimes, he should be able to go home. Once court was adjourned, family members cheered today's verdict. Combs' son, Christian, telling ABC News how happy he is.
Hey, yo, we love y'all. We love everybody watching. So happy. Pop's coming home. God bless. God bless the whole world.
What was going through your head when the verdict was read? Happy.
Joining me now, Irina Roy, just outside court, legal contributor Bernardo Villalona, and also senior entertainment reporter Kelly Carter. All right, Rena, do we have any update on whether the judge will decide to release Combs at this hour?
So I'm going to stop that right there because we all know the update. For those of you that don't know the update, just by taking a look at my thumbnail, the bail was denied. Bail was denied. And I don't know why the bail was denied. I don't know if it's because, I don't know. Because it's, he's a well-known public figure. It's not, obviously they see him as a flight risk, but realistically, where is he going? Where is he going? So I don't know why the bail was denied. I don't know if it's just, I guess the powers that be is not happy that there wasn't enough evidence, substantial evidence to put him away. I really don't know. I really can't wrap my head around what's going on. Obviously the judge has the final say and he decided to deny bail. So let's get into this right now.
Denied bail for Diddy. So bail is denied for Sean Combs. I want to bring in Misty Maris, our legal analyst. I want to bring back in Rahima Ellis. Rahima, what happened? Because I think as of about 6 minutes ago, the judge wasn't even in the room. This happened really quickly.
It happened very quickly, Hallie. The judge had sat down at the bench, and he wasted no time talking about, I'm going to read this because it's important. The government notes that the appropriate provision that makes detention the appropriate remedy. The defendant must prove he poses no risk of flight or danger to anyone in the community. The Second Circuit has made clear that there are situations that are out of the ordinary, and which noted that the circumstances are personal, do not warrant a release. For that reason, the government submission there is the court disagrees with the defense and does not trigger mandatory. There is no ambiguity to the rule in the defense favor. If the defendant was able to say that he is not a danger to the community, he could not meet that burden. Once again, took him no time to do this.
A minute.
He has denied bail. A minute, Hallie. I was looking to see, because, things are coming very quickly, what the reaction would be from, there's a large crowd that is gathered across the street. They put up extra barricades. They brought out extra police in anticipation that Sean Diddy Combs would be walking out of that front door of the courthouse. That is not going to happen. He is going to be sent back to detention in Brooklyn, where he has been since September. 9 months already, and it's going to be a little while longer.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay up.
So what's your thoughts on this? You know, what's your thoughts on Diddy sitting a while longer until he receives, I guess, his official sentence for the charges that he was convicted on? Which was, let me go back to this first one. All right, so for the count, the third count and the fifth count, transportation to engage in prostitution, transportation to engage. Oh, so both of them have to do with prostitution. Listen, it's a federal case, so I don't know what time could be given for those charges, for those two counts that he was found guilty on. But yeah, I'm speechless. I'm speechless. First of all, the fact that only 2 out of the 5 he was found guilty. I'm speechless. And for those that, if they were actually victims, I have to say, if they were actually victims, the reason why I'm saying that is because he was found not guilty. But for those who, if they were actually victims, I could imagine it's a devastating blow, and for them it feels like a failed justice system. I could only imagine. For Sean, I know he's happy because, I mean, if he would have been found guilty of racketeering, it was over for him. Is it over for him now? Yes and no, depending on how much time he's given, because he's already up there in age. I believe he's in his 50s already, and even if they were to slap on 10 years, it's too much. So it's a win in the sense that, do I think he's going to do life in jail? No. So it's a win when it comes to that. But anything over 10 years at that age, I mean, what's your thoughts? For me, I think that's a loss. At that age, anything over 5 is too much. Anything over 5 years at that age is too much. That's my opinion. I don't know how anyone feels about this, but that's my opinion. But the fact that the judge denied his bail is that has to kill the family. It has to kill him too. It has to kill him too, because I can only imagine being in jail all that time. And I'm just saying that from just being a human being. Just being humane about the situation. I'm not here to say that he's innocent. I'm not here to say that he's guilty. I'm just looking at the fact that for him, being behind bars all that time, and when you're used to a certain lifestyle, I can only imagine. I don't wish jail on anyone. I really don't, unless that actually guilty for doing something horrific. And he was found not guilty. So what am I to say to that? What am I to say to that? He was found not guilty. The jurors decided. I'm just here to speak on it and watch how it plays out. I'm speechless. But to be honest with you, I really didn't think there was, as the weeks went on, I really thought there would have been more evidence, more hard evidence, more testimonies, more celebrity names that would be coming out. None of that happened. And as the weeks kept going on, I was like, it doesn't seem like this is enough evidence to really put him away. And I was right. Only 2 out of the 5. But what's your thoughts on all of this? I mean, this is pretty it's pretty wrapped up at this point. It's pretty much wrapped up now. Now we just, he has to continue to sit for a couple more months, and then I guess we're going to see what's decided at that point in time. But for his family, I know they got to be devastated. They've been going almost, I want to say they've been there every day. His son and his daughters, his mom, they've been there every day. And it's like, to now find out that his bail was denied, as if he's like some type of like flight risk when he's well known. They could have put an ankle monitor on him, But for whatever reason, they said, no, you're going to sit in jail. Send him back to Brooklyn. But that's all I have on this. I'm speechless. I'm too speechless to even finish out this episode. What's your thoughts? I'll see you in the comments. Let's talk about it. But there you have it. 2 out of 5 charges, and they're sending him back to Brooklyn. But bail denied. That's it. But as always, I appreciate everyone for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. I'll see you in the next episode. Take care.